Bret Baier, ladies and gentlemen, the only guy in a blazer.
Yeah. Great to be here.
All right, Ainsley and Brian and Lawrence, we wish you were here.
It's a great place.
The chef is amazing, just saying.
Yeah, it's really fun being here. What a great crowd. And I tell you what, this place is legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary.
It is. So, since we've got the guy from Special Report, let's talk about the news of the day, guys.
Hey guys, can we start with Hurricane Helene? We thought it was going to slam into Florida. Obviously, Florida does hurricanes better than anyone else because they got so much experience. DeSantis has been extraordinary. But North Carolina has really paid the price. 6 states have paid the price. Arguably, North Carolina the most, especially in the western part of the state. What I'm amazed at, Brett, to put in perspective, so far we hear people complaining about aid. We don't see the press pressing the Biden administration on what they were doing prior, what they're doing now, and why it's taken so long to get the Army involved, who is right there in Fort Bragg. Brett, what is your take on how the press seems to be giving Biden and Kamala Harris a pass?
This is a big story, and it gets bigger every day as these folks are dealing with a lot of tough things. I know the locals and the state governments are trying to mobilize, but what the federal government does, if you remember back to Katrina, obviously it all went up to the Bush administration. Maybe not fairly at the time, but that is the perception, that the government can come in when it wants to. There are a lot of people feeling it, and it's actually, the anger is building. I think the story only gets bigger coming days as we head closer and closer to an election, too.
You know, Brett, I think it was 2 months ago where you had Alejandro Mayorkas that said that they had everything that they needed in FEMA. They were ready for these storms. And then to come back to the American people months later and say that they're going to run out of money, it just seems like malpractice. He should have foresaw this, right?
Yeah, listen, that's a big deal. And if they have to call back Congress to approve another tranche of money because it's running out, that's a really big story as well. I mean, there's a lot of folks who are to blame here, but we know hurricane season is going to hit every year. And it's a busy hurricane season this time. There's another one churning. They've got a big hill to climb as far as getting this money out.
Yeah, we just hear all these terrible stories. We interviewed someone earlier today, a couple, and Brett, their whole house, they lost their house. 3 or 4 people on their street lost their house. They showed us a video. It looked like Lake Murray in South Carolina, where I grew up. And everything's underwater. And they said they tried to contact FEMA. They tried to contact Samaritan's Purse, and they said, you're not in the emergency area yet. They haven't designated that as the emergency area, so we can't come and help or give you funding. So something needs to change. Let's talk about also the firefighters, because the union representing the firefighters is called International Association of Firefighters. They're following the Teamsters example. They're not endorsing Kamala Harris. What are your thoughts?
That's a big deal. Listen, this is the second union in a row that has said they're not endorsing, in part because they took polls of their own members. And that tells you something. And this is the union that first endorsed President Biden, Joe Biden, vice president at the time, in 2019. They're choosing not to get in it this time after the Teamsters. Overwhelmingly, to be fair, Vice President Harris has the backing of a lot of labor unions. But this is an indication. And for the Trump campaign, it's really good news in places like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Let's talk a little bit about, speaking of unions, the last couple of days on our show and your show, the #1 story has been the dock workers walked off the job a couple of days ago because they wanted a 77% increase in pay. Sounds like they have come to some sort of an agreement where they're now today back on the job. They're going to get 60-something%. But isn't the political timing delicious? Just the fact that they were so close to an election, and every day the food supply or there's a supply chain issue continues. It's not helpful to the woman who's the vice president of the United States.
Yeah, and I don't know the back-channel communications. I do know that those companies were feeling the pinch as those ships were offshore, and it was really building up. 62% wage increase, that's what they're looking at, but they have till January 15th to lock it in. It's a good thing for the country that that's stopped, because it would have been ugly after about a week.
Right. I'll tell you what, Brett, something that I know you're passionate about Atlanta. You were in their bureau for a while. how significant is it that Brian Kemp, the governor, and Donald Trump, the former president, have buried the hatchet, appearing together for the first time in years? And if you want a ground game that works, you call 1-800-BRIAN-KEMP. And it seems like these two are going to be together. They're saying it's not a campaign event, but what about seeing them together? It's got to get Democrats upset, nervous.
Yeah, I think so. I think Democrats really liked that feud that was the former president and the governor. They have buried the hatchet, and we're told that that's moving forward. When you have a machine in any state, it makes a difference. Georgia, he went up against Stacey Abrams and won. He's an effective guy on the ground, Governor Kemp is. So that union is probably good for the Trump campaign.
So, Brett, what do you make about
I know Martin County went for Donald Trump, I think by a 2-to-1 margin. So this is Trump country.
Yeah, there's a lot of flags. I'm just driving around here. It's pretty amazing.
Brett, real quickly, what do you make of the polling numbers right now? Because it looks like Kamala Harris is underpolling Hillary as well as Joe Biden. But you still look at these battlegrounds, it's still tight, neck and neck. What do you make of it? You've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, I've never seen it this tight, Lawrence. I really haven't. If you look at every swing state, if you look at the 7 toss-ups that we have, it's within the margin of error. And, you know, you talk about that, 30-plus days left to go. Any one event late could change a few thousand votes and then change a state. And so there's going to be a lot of mixing around here of who's up and who's down. Right now, I'd say it's pretty tight.
Yeah. Do you think the voter, after we've seen the debates, I mean, we talk about this constantly. We know their records. We know where they stand. But I was watching this morning another network, and as I was getting ready, and I keep seeing this ad about how this lady, her husband's in the military, so they have to move around state to state, and they're trying to start a family, and she wants to do IVF. She's scared if they move to another state where Donald Trump has taken away the IVF, she's not going to be able to get it, which we know is all a lie.
So dumb.
How do the voters know the issues? What percentage would you say?
Listen, I think that, believe it or not, there are some people that are just starting to plug in to this whole thing. We watch it every day, but there's a lot of folks that are just starting to get engaged. So, you know, I'd say it's 50-50 people who really pay attention. You know, ads can move the needle, but really I think it's the campaigns, talking to people, these events, and the interviews. You know, I commend that interview with Dave Ramsey that former President Trump did. It was a really in-depth conversation about the economy and some of the best answers I've heard the former president give in the weeds on inflation and other things. So that's, you know, more of those things for both sides would be good.
You were talking about talking to the people. I'm going to talk to them in a minute. But first, some poll came out a couple of days ago that showed that Trump was only 2 points ahead of Harris in Florida. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm not buying that one.
Yeah.
I'm not buying that one. But I do think it's tighter than the 10-point spread that they thought they had. I do think it's single digits, and Texas is a lot like that, where you see Democrats feel like they have a chance, and then it's like Lucy in the football with Charlie Brown. You know, it gets pulled away at the last minute. I think we've seen that before.
Okay. Listen, thank you very much for stopping by.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a couple of hours before the show. Maybe you go
some breakfast.
have some breakfast, and then maybe some golf later today.
All right. That's good. Thanks, guys.
All right. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.